The Alaska Highway is more than just a road. It's a symbol of the enduring friendship between the United States and Canada. Built during World War II, it connected Alaska to the rest of the continent, serving as a lifeline in a time of crisis. The highway winds through forests, mountains, and rivers, connecting communities and supporting local economies. It stands as a testament to human determination, built in a harsh environment against incredible odds. This shared effort forged a bond between two nations, a physical manifestation of cooperation. Today, on September 19, 2025, that symbol faces a new challenge. A dispute has emerged over a newly imposed toll on a critical section of the highway. The toll has sparked debate about sovereignty, fairness, and the future of a carefully nurtured relationship. What was once an unbroken ribbon of connection now has a barrier. This story explores the highway's storied past, the reasons behind the conflict, and the voices on both sides. Alaska sees an economic threat. British Columbia sees a necessary measure for maintenance. The implications reach beyond two regions, affecting North American trade and security. The Alaska Highway story is one of connection. Now, it's a connection under strain. We'll examine the roots of this dispute and what it means for the future. The highway, once a symbol of unity, is now a point of contention. The debate is about more than money, it's about the values that built the road. As the barrier rises, so do questions about partnership and trust. The outcome will shape not just the highway, but the relationship it represents. The road's legacy is at stake. The journey to resolution begins here. The Alaska Highway was born out of World War II, when the attack on Pearl Harbor made Alaska's vulnerability clear. With no reliable land route, the US and Canada launched an unprecedented project, a military highway through the Canadian wilderness. Over 10,000 US soldiers and thousands of civilians braved brutal conditions to carve a 1,500-mile road in less than 9 months. It was an engineering marvel and a testament to international cooperation. The highway became a lifeline during the war, enabling rapid movement of troops and supplies. After the war, it opened to civilians, transforming remote communities and unlocking northern resources. The road shifted from military necessity to economic corridor, symbolizing post-war peace and prosperity. For decades, the highway was managed in partnership, with both nations investing in improvements and safety. It became the primary land link for Alaska, vital for both commerce and adventure. The Alaska Highway stood as a daily reminder of a friendship forged in crisis and strengthened in peace. Its legacy is one of resilience, shared responsibility, and opportunity. The spirit of partnership kept the road open and thriving. But as times change, so do the challenges. The highway's history is a foundation but not a guarantee for continued cooperation. Today's dispute tests whether that spirit can endure. The road that once united now divides. The question, can the partnership that built the highway adapt to new realities? The answer will define the next chapter. In early 2025, British Columbia announced a significant toll on a crucial stretch of the Alaska Highway. The toll, targeting commercial vehicles, marked a sharp break from decades of toll-free travel. For truckers and businesses, costs soared by hundreds of dollars per trip. Toll booths, both physical and electronic, became new barriers, creating an economic border. British Columbia cited maintenance costs, arguing that Canadian taxpayers were unfairly bearing the burden for a road heavily used by Alaskan traffic. The toll was framed as a user-pay solution, but what seemed practical to one side felt like an aggressive move to the other. The spirit of shared responsibility vanished, replaced by a transactional relationship. The highway, once a symbol of unity, became a source of division. The toll booth did more than collect money, it challenged the foundation of cooperation. The road was no longer just a path, it was a problem. The dispute exposed deep differences in perspective. The question now, how to bridge the growing divide. For Alaskans, the new toll felt like an economic chokehold. The highway is Alaska's lifeline, carrying everything from groceries to medical supplies. With no alternative land route, trucking companies had no choice but to pay and pass the cost to Alaskan businesses and families. Prices rose, and the already high cost of living climbed even further. Alaskan leaders called the toll unfair, accusing British Columbia of exploiting their isolation. They argued the highway was built for mutual benefit, with significant American investment. Imposing a toll felt like a betrayal of the original spirit of partnership. The frustration was deep and personal. Many Alaskans have family ties to the highway's construction. The idea that a Canadian province could unilaterally impose a fee on their only land link was seen as an affront. This was more than a maintenance issue. It was a challenge to economic survival. The toll became a symbol of broken trust. Alaskans demanded its removal and a return to shared responsibility. The dispute threatened not just commerce, but the very narrative of friendship. The highway's role as a connector was in jeopardy. The stakes had never been higher. From British Columbia's perspective, the toll was a practical necessity. Maintaining a major highway in the north is expensive. Harsh winters and heavy truck traffic take a constant toll. Provincial officials pointed to data. Most heavy traffic was through traffic, not local. Canadian taxpayers, they argued, were unfairly covering costs for a road serving U.S. interests. The toll was framed as a fair, user-pay solution, common worldwide. Revenue would be dedicated solely to highway maintenance and improvement. British Columbia emphasized this was not an act of hostility, but responsible governance. The goal ensured the highway's long-term viability for everyone, including Alaskans. The province remained committed to the road's future. The toll was a response to financial reality, not a political statement. British Columbia sought a sustainable way forward. The challenge balancing fairness with partnership. The debate over maintenance became a debate over values. The toll dispute quickly rippled beyond Alaska and British Columbia. The highway is a vital link in North American supply chains. Higher costs affect businesses from California to the Midwest. The toll acts like a new tariff, disrupting the free flow of goods. The highway's strategic role for U.S. defense adds another layer of risk. Any disruption threatens military readiness in the Arctic, a region of growing importance. The conflict tests the strength of the U.S.-Canada partnership. If mishandled, it could sour cooperation on bigger issues: trade, security, even climate change. The dispute sets a precedent. If one region can impose tolls, what stops others? North America's integrated infrastructure depends on mutual trust. The toll raises questions about the rules that govern shared corridors. The outcome could reshape how the continent moves and trades. Resolving the Alaska Highway dispute demands careful diplomacy and creativity. Both sides have valid concerns. Solutions must be negotiated, not imposed. The first step: de-escalate rhetoric and open direct talks. Diplomats from the US, Canada, Alaska, and British Columbia must seek common ground. One option: a new cost-sharing agreement with US or Alaskan contributions to maintenance. Another: a bi-national commission to oversee the highway, funded and managed jointly. Such models would formalize shared responsibility and remove the need for unilateral tolls. A lasting solution may blend federal funding, revised agreements, and targeted fees. The key is flexibility and a willingness to innovate. The goal isn't victory for one side, but a solution that works for all. Repairing the road means repairing the relationship. The process will test the partnership's resilience. Success would set a new standard for cross-border cooperation. The world is watching how these neighbors resolve their differences. The next steps will define the future of the highway and the friendship. The Alaska Highway dispute is a fork in the road for US-Canada relations. One path leads to friction, retaliatory measures, legal challenges, and eroded trust. The highway could become a symbol of division, making future cooperation harder. The other path is dialogue and renewed partnership. By addressing both sides' concerns, the nations can reaffirm their special relationship. A fair solution could create a new model for managing shared infrastructure. This would strengthen the partnership for the future. The choice sends a message. Even in a world of rising nationalism, cooperation can prevail. Resolving the dispute would reinforce the foundation of the relationship. The spirit that built the highway can still guide both nations. The decision at this crossroads will echo for generations. The world is watching which path they choose. The future of cooperation is in their hands. The Alaska Highway is a living piece of history, a story of shared sacrifice and success. The current toll dispute is a serious challenge, but not the final chapter. The highway and the US-Canada relationship have weathered storms before. The key is respect, communication, and commitment to the common good. Mending the road requires negotiation, compromise, and political will. Leaders must look beyond short-term gains to the long-term health of the highway and the partnership. A well-maintained road benefits everyone. Mending relations is just as vital, acknowledging frustrations and rebuilding trust. True understanding is the first step toward reconciliation. The Alaska Highway should be a bridge, not a barrier. By working together, both nations can honor the legacy of those who built it. The road can remain a symbol of unity and resilience. The journey forward depends on choosing to travel it together.